What if I told you your kindness isn't kindness at all? What if the real reason you say yes all the time isn't love, but fear? Carl Jung had a chilling name for this habit: the persona, the mask you wear so the world will accept you. But here's the twist. The more you wear that mask, the more your true self begins to vanish. So here's the question. What happens when you spend your whole life trying to be who others want you to be, and forget who you really are? And more importantly, how do you get yourself back? Let's talk about the hidden cost of living for approval, and the freedom Jung believed was possible when you finally stop. Carl Jung was a Swiss psychologist who believed your true self is buried under masks you wear to survive. And people-pleasing is one of the most seductive. People-pleasing looks harmless, even kind. Saying yes when you mean no. Avoiding conflict at all costs. Feeling responsible for everyone else's emotions. Smiling through discomfort, again and again. But beneath all that is one haunting belief. If I disappoint them, they'll stop loving me. Jung would say this isn't a personality quirk. It's a psychic distortion. You created a version of yourself so pleasing, so careful, that your real self got shoved into the background. Or worse, buried. The persona, Jung said, is the version of you the world accepts. It's the mask you put on to fit in, to belong. And that's not inherently wrong. We all need one to survive social life. But the danger begins when you become the mask. When being the nice one becomes your only role, you exile your anger, your truth, your wants, your edge. And what happens to the parts of you that don't fit the mask? They go underground, into the shadow. Most people-pleasers didn't invent their mask from vanity. They built it from pain. Maybe you grew up in a house where love had strings attached. You learned early that your needs weren't welcome, only your performance was. So you smiled, you agreed, you stayed small. And over time, that false self became your default self. You stopped being real and started being safe. The mask wasn't about success, it was about survival. Jung said the shadow is everything we reject in ourselves, not because it's evil, but because it didn't feel safe to show. For the people-pleaser, the shadow contains the desire to say no, the right to rest, the need to be seen without effort, the sacred right to disappoint. You don't destroy the shadow by ignoring it. You empower it. That's why people-pleasers so often feel resentful, passive-aggressive, burnt out, emotionally invisible. As Jung warned, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. Whatever you deny in yourself, you'll project onto others. You'll resent people who say no easily. You'll envy people who are boldly themselves. You'll judge those who don't care about being liked. But deep down, you don't hate them. You hate that you're not allowed to be them. Those people are living fragments of your buried self. They are the parts you exiled, now walking around in someone else's body. They're reminders, mirrors, messages. Jung's solution was not to fix you, but to unify you. He called it individuation, becoming whole by integrating all your parts, not just the likable ones. For a people-pleaser, this means dismantling the need to be good, reclaiming your ability to disappoint others, learning to stand firm in silence without guilt, letting your anger come home and sit at the table. You stop being a curated version of yourself, and you begin to be yourself. Here's how to begin the process. Jung envisioned. Name the mask. Is it the perfect one, the helper, the peacekeeper? Name it. Then remind yourself, it's not you. 2. Ask, what would I do if I didn't need to be liked? Journal the answers. They'll reveal the real you beneath the performance. 3. Set micro boundaries. Decline that invitation. Turn your phone off. Don't reply right away. Practice small acts of truth. 4. Track resentments. Every resentment points to a yes you didn't mean. Let it lead you back to your integrity. 5. Let someone dislike you. Just once. Watch what happens. The world won't end, but your false self might start to. Today, people-pleasing has gone digital. You don't just wear a mask. You curate it. You filter it. You monetize it. Social media has turned the persona into a brand. You perform likability to earn approval, and it works. But it also costs you. You stop asking, who am I? And instead ask, who do they want me to be? That's not authenticity. That's psychological self-abandonment. But here's the good news. You can drop the act, even now. Before you became agreeable, before you were the nice one, the helper, the caretaker, before applause meant safety. There was a version of you that just was. Raw, messy, honest, alive. Jung didn't say the goal was to be good. He said it was to be whole. And that means this. You can say no and still be loved. You can upset people and still be good. You can be your whole self, without the script, the smile, or the approval. Because your real self is not a problem to fix. It's a person to come home to. So if this spoke to something deep in you, comment below. What part of yourself have you been hiding to keep others comfortable? If you're ready to stop performing and start becoming, like, subscribe, and take the mask off.